But still, I guess with a penalty, I still beat everybody in assembling weapons the fastest. Which makes me really wish I'd gotten somebody to take a video a couple of weeks ago when we were practicing with the 240.
Maybe you can do it again.
Yeah, because I can take apart and put back together the 240 Bravo medium machine gun. I think my fastest time finally was 28 seconds. Because we were all trying to get to 35, and they were like, hey, we got 35, let's see if we can get lower. And we got 30, and like, I don't know if we can do it. And we managed to get 28, 27 or 28, I can't remember. From there, it was a 6-click walk north to Bridge Recon, which really made me angry because they told us it was a hasty bridge recon. Reconnaissance, which is scouting, finding something, and I've done hasty bridge recons. You go to a bridge, you take the measurements of its thickness, its length, its width, the stringers, and the abutment structure, and you then put that information on a fact sheet and turn it into S1 for intel, and they analyze it. That's not what it was. They had us go out there and they wanted us to calculate the classification of the bridge, which is not bridge recon. That's not even our job. But the lieutenant was no help, and basically everybody except the squad who had the leader, Staff Sergeant McPherson, who was friends with Lieutenant McGuire, everybody got a 0 except for him. We got a 100 on it. I don't know if we got a 0 because we got the measurements correct, but we didn't know the calculation. They didn't even give us the proper calculations to do. There were typos all over it. Like we asked them, like, hey, there's just a 1 sitting here. Is that supposed to be +1, -1? I was like, oh no, that doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. I'm like, well, yeah, actually, there's a large difference between 1 lane and 1.5 lanes, or 1 lane and 2 lanes. I mean, it's a pretty big difference on a road. Anyways, from there, we had a wonderful time at night in a thunderstorm trying to wander back. And they had a plan. I mean, I approved of the plan. They looked at the map. They saw this road, which led to a tank trail, which led to another road, then a tank trail, and then we could cut straight across a valley to get back to base camp. Well, we got down, I'm like, hey, this is the tank trail here. And they're like, no, it's not. No, I can read a map. This is not the tank trail. I'm just like, we kept going, and about a click further, they're like, oh, wait, that was the tank trail. Well, there's a trail there. Let's follow that. So they followed that trail around, like, we're going the right direction, and they wandered around like this and over, and then they found the tank trail, like, hey, there's the tank trail we were looking for.
And then you ended up going the wrong direction
but
on it or something?
I hear a vehicle over there. That's got to be something. And so I decided to follow a creek, not even a trail, a creek in a thunderstorm. I followed a creek uphill and over, and we wandered around by whatever Sergeant Fox's current intuition was for a long time until we finally found the main road. And we lucked out because we ended up getting closer to camp than we thought we were, but it was blind luck that we made it back. And he said they don't listen to me, and I even told him, I was like, hey, tomorrow night, can I navigate at night? And so we got back that night at around 11:30 or midnight and went to sleep. Yeah, we woke up on day 3. And our first station was 11 row. And what the 11 row is one of the obstacles that the engineers have to build using concertina wire, which is razor wire like they have outside of prisons. It's 11 rows held together with pickets, like that you use to make a barbed wire fence, and barbed wire and stakes, and it has to be spaced 5 meters and then placed and pounded into the ground and assembled so that like tanks can't cross it or anything. And it's pretty difficult, but you had to get in under an hour, and every minute over an hour was subtract points. And Sergeant McPherson and his squad had the current record at 59 minutes, and we got it in 58 minutes, I think. Just barely finished it in time, but still got it because we read the manual, or field manual, which had it in there. Guess whose idea that was? Not mine. I don't know anything. That was about...
It was my idea.
Oh, right, Michelle's idea. That was 2 clicks out, which after running around 8, 9 clicks, didn't feel bad. We had to go back to the base camp, and then we went to NBC, which is nuclear biological chemical, which is where we had to go there. We had to put on our gas masks in 9 seconds, which involves take off your helmet, hold your weapon, don't let it fall on the ground, get out your gas mask, put it on your face, seal it, and then make sure it's sealed and have it fully ready in 9 seconds. And I don't know if anybody failed. There was like, somebody had a fight there, and I think we got like an 89 or something. We did good. Not sure what all happened there with the gas mask on. I couldn't see much. And then we had to march the 4 clicks back to base camp, which luckily was pretty straightforward.
With your gas mask on?
Yeah, with your gas mask on. That sucked, because it was almost all uphill. And so from there, we had to march out to the knot. So we had to tie different kind of knots. And of course, I'm the one that knew all the knots, and most people knew like half or a quarter of them, even though I've taught them multiple times, but they're kind of like an Etch-a-Sketch. You know, no matter what you put on it, and they go, it's all gone. And I sound very angry in this video.
Yeah.
Everybody did excellent, everybody helped out, everybody shined, but it just really made me angry that I know what I'm talking about, and they wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Anyways, yes, I'm full of myself. I love myself. Why do you think I'm taking a video of myself? I just like seeing my own face.
And hearing your own voice.
And hearing my own voice.
And twiddling your own eyebrows. Anyways. So you had to tie knots?
Yeah, we tied knots, and we marched out towards the site, and before we got there, I was suggesting, hey, since you guys don't know the knots, why don't we stop and practice? Which, of course, they didn't like. So we went there, and the plan was that we'd all put sunglasses on, and we'd sit in a circle, since everybody had time individually, and I'd start tying them very slowly, and they'd all watch me and try to tie the knots based off me, which didn't. It worked better than I thought it would. We didn't score as high as we could have on that area, but it worked all right. And then from there, we had to march 8 clicks, 9 clicks to our last station, which was a hasty cratering charge, which is basically blowing a gigantic hole in the road. And that one was an interesting land nav. We tried to go around a mountain and ended up having to climb a cliff, and then almost falling off a cliff, and then following the river. And then our point man, he's really good at looking at a map and being like, yo, that way. And getting us to where we need to go, even if he doesn't always take the shortest way, but he's really bad about judging distance. Him and our squad leader. They count the grid squares and they're like, oh, well, it's only 2 clicks ahead. 2 clicks later. Yeah, we just got 2 more clicks to go. 2 clicks later. Yeah, 2 more clicks up ahead. Which is very demoralizing when you've been marching for 3 days and you are very tired. So after a long process of marching and finally into the other side of the training area, and it ended up being a total of like 13 clicks we walked. We did the hasty crating charge, where we find out that the hasty crating charge is mostly just a exercise session. Rather than, you know, having any kind of bunker or using protection for setting up your cratering charges and your shape charges and your explosives, you have to pick up these 40-pound shape charges, run them to where they need to be, put them in the correct place, prime them, do the calculation, and then run 500 meters, or half a click, half a kilometer, 500 meters uphill, and then wait there, call fire in the hole, run down, get your cratering charges, run them over there, then run back up the hill. And that was rather excruciating. But the record was Sergeant McPherson with 14 minutes, 48 seconds, and we got 14 minutes, 46 seconds. So we beat him by 2 seconds.
Wow.
And Sergeant Fox, even when we had one of the crating charges primed, he tried to pick it up by the primer and unprimed it. We had to reprime it. So with a penalty, we beat them.
Cool.
As you can tell, Sergeant McPherson turned out being our rival. And then we marched back that night, in which I asked, hey, can I land nav? He's like, sure. And I started pulling at the map, like, oh, you're looking at the map, you must be lost. And they just kind of took off and started walking, and I was just like... And we get back to camp, we notice all the tents are down except ours. And it turns out we have to tear down our tent. What we had been told earlier is that all the people that were on profile or injured or slacked off that aren't doing Sapper Stakes, haven't been out there the past few days, we're going to be driven up there to take down our tent and take care of our bags so that we could get some rest. No, it didn't work out for our platoon. All the people we're depending on kind of screwed us over. So we had to take down our tent at, 10:30 at night, pack all the stuff, try to call somebody to come pick it up in the morning so we didn't have to ruck it all back. Because you do not want to carry a 30-person, 200-pound tent on your back on a 12-mile ruck march.